When I was a kid, I picked up a lot of comic books. And one of the characters that stuck out to me was Red Sonja. She appeared in Conan, and then eventually got her own book, and, well, I got several issues. It was just kind of cool. Warrior woman with a scale mail bikini. You know, I mean, it's funny how that trope was born from her. Now, in getting ready for this video, I found out a couple of things that I didn't know. Red Sonja apparently was not actually a creation of Robert E. Howard, but was made specifically for the Conan comic. Now, she is based off a character Robert E. Howard made, and when they did the movie, they said that she was based off of a character made by Robert E. Howard, so, yeah. Anyway, I've been waiting on this figure. I've heard mixed stuff about it, and so I kind of wanted to wait until I got it in hand and see what I got. And first impressions is I kind of like it. Now, they make sure to tell you that you get a lot of shit with this. A lot. And you do. This is maximum Red Sonja. Now, everything I'm going to point out is if you look there on the box and then look at her, there's a difference. She's got a lot more blush on. I'm glad they didn't do it for the figure. As it does kind of look weird. I like that she's pale, matches the red hair. Everybody gets a... Ah, shit, things fell down. Thankfully none of Sonja's. But you get a collectible background piece. This is alright. I'd kind of dig it. Like the blood coming out of her mouth. You know, looking savage. So it's a pretty good one. I gotta figure out what to do with that. But let's see what you get. You get hands. Of course you get hands. Fists and open hands. You get... This is the one that she came with. I prefer this one. I just think the expression's better. And then you get this screaming head. This was originally what was on her shoulders. I changed it already. And I said, oh, I should save that. Okay. You've got a dagger, which looks cool. A sheath for the sword. Alternate gauntlets that I keep debating. I'll be honest about it. Some, you know, I don't even know what those are called. An axe, which looks pretty awesome. Although, it's not too soft. Yeah, that's cool. An alternate bikini bottom. A belt. And of course, a classic sword. So, I'm gonna just say it. This thing bounces around like crazy. And there's nothing under there. That's kind of weird to me. Especially when you turn it around. It's really weird to me. It's just, yeah. It's, I don't know what to think about it, to be perfectly honest. Other than, it's an odd choice. Now, I quickly figured out what they did. They did a blank body and then put all this stuff over top of it. Not a bad move. Now, the other thing is I noticed with the hands, one of the big problems I had with Boss Fight Studio Skeletons, excuse me, just ate dinner, sorry. Boss Fight Studio Skeletons was they had kind of the Mafex hands where the peg came out from the arm. These thankfully are the other way, and these are more sturdy. Those pegs were too small, and it was a real problem with the cowboy skeleton. Okay, I am going to pick up the stuff I dropped and then get Sonja kind of worked around to get her to change her this part. You've got to pull her part of her chest. It's a little weird, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, be right back. Okay, well, I've got her split in half. I will say this sash fits on the body much better. It's more firm and doesn't want to move around as much. Like this thing just was wanting to dance every which way. So I already like this better. And of course there's a belt here, which is where the sheath for the sword and the axe can go on the back of the belt. So, you know, she can carry all her stuff is what I'm saying. So, now, I'm not going to do this on camera because I suck at it.
1 hour later.
Okay. What's going on with her head here? Okay, I will say, one thing I don't like is all these parts. Like the belt hooks into a little thing right here, and like, I'm telling you, it keeps slipping out. It's a little flimsy, and that's bothering me. And I feel like this armor is slipping up and knocking her head off. Not knocking her head off, but putting her head in the wrong place. And that looks weird. So, yeah, there's some weirdness going on. Anyway. So, yeah, she's got 2 of these. You should put those on. But the point is, you have options with this figure, and you got quite a bit. And that's cool. I mean, that makes her look cool and be cool. And you know what we are. We're all about things being cool. But I do like this figure a lot. You know, again, back in those Marvel comic days, I mean, it was Conan, Cole, Sonja. I think that was all of them. I'm trying to think real quick. There were several of the barbarian archetype in that age. It was, you know, sword and sorcery time, man. It was really big in the 70s, early 80s, so yeah. Now, I do know this is if you want to have her without the dagger. I don't know why you would want her without the dagger, but, you know, it's an extra weapon, dude. You know, just have her with her weapons. I mean, she's a barbarian. She needs her weapons. So I'm a little confused on why she has a separate set of gauntlets, but then again, it's Maximum Red Sonja, not average Red Sonja. But, of course, this costs just about as much as the Maximum Spider-Man. But, the good thing about it is, it's from a smaller studio, so, you know, their normal prices are around $30, so getting this much, and I mean, I'd argue you get more than you do with Maximum Spider-Man. So, I mean, you got it. I mean, at the very least, you got 3 decent heads that look pretty good. I mean, honestly. All right, let me give me a little time, and I'll get all the rest of her stuff on. All right, and there's Red Sonja decked out, ready to fight, with her own severed head sitting at her feet. I mean, who can say that? Now, if you're a fan of old school sword and sorcery, yeah, this is a pretty damn good figure for you. I would think. You're a fan of old Marvel comics, I might do it too. I did try to go into this and find out why suddenly Dynamite is the one publishing the comics. Because looking at it again, Red Sonja was not one of Robert E. Howard's characters. There was a character named Red Sonja, but from a different story. And I mean, it was like in World War II, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, World War II, Poland. And they pretty much just borrowed the name. From what I could find out about the character, there's nothing about them that is alike. And so it's kind of like, argument can be made, it's a generic enough name, really belongs to Marvel. So I'm not sure why Dynamite went and started making the comics. And they've done some weird things, like try to give her shorts, and you know, it's weird stuff. And yeah, anyway, I don't enjoy those comics, I have to say. It's just kind of, I find them kind of messy and messed up. I enjoy the old school ones from way back. I think, well, technically, the last thing they did was Marvel did was a comic rendition of the movie, which, by the way, if you ever watch, it's nothing like the comic. Yeah, it's a completely different thing. You could just have called it, you know, I don't know, Bridget Nielsen as a barbarian, and it probably would have been named better. I do like this figure. I'm glad I got her. Wait. And here she is with my Legendary Heroes Conan, which is a figure I absolutely love. This is a great figure. And is it dated? Yeah, it's very dated, but it's cool. And honestly, I've seen all the Conans they're putting out now, and none of them come even close to this one. This, by far, is still my favorite Conan. Probably because he looks like the comic. I mean, and I'm beating the Marvel comic, and that's probably it right there. But Sonja looks like the comic as well. So, yeah. Do you wonder how she scales with Marvel Legends? Alright, let me get Daredevil over here. There you go. Okay, and she might join the Defenders. You never know. But, anyway. I had Daredevil down for something else, but anywho. Yeah, I just wanted to get that moving. And see, they look great together. I think they're pretty awesome. So, that's out of the way. I finally got a red Sonja in my collection. And I'm glad I waited. That loose collector. Okay, I gotta be honest about the loose collector one. I've had it in hand. I've seen it. It's not what's cracked up to be. And I've talked a lot about loose collector and the value not being there. And this is a prime example because Sonja, I mean, I think the value probably is there. And I just think she looks cool. And I mean, she looks like she does in the comic, and that's what she should look like. Whereas, you know, loose collector kind of looks like a pinup model, cosplaying as Red Sonja, and that's where we're at. But anyway, I can't think of much else to say at this point other than I'm really glad I got this in my collection. I ordered this a year ago from Hella Dope and just got it a few days ago. So, and not Hella Dope's fault either. I mean, that took a long time to come out. A long, long time. But at last it's here. And I feel like an exclamation point's been hit on my list of figures that I like, of characters that I like. Because that was an important one to me. I mean, you know, I always just liked Red Sonja's the stories. I really loved it when she mixed it up with Conan. And those stories were really freaking awesome to me. And, you know, I may start trying to track some of those down, because I remember them very vividly being really good. And, you know, I could have her now fighting savage beasts and evil lizard men and whatever. I mean, it works. It works real well. Okay, I really can't say much else about this figure other than I really like it, and I think I made the best choice, you know, of the two that are out currently. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget YouTube stuffs, and take care. Just to show you what happened, shortly after I turned off the camera, I left the room, heard a noise, came back, and both of them had fallen over and knocked a bunch of crap down. I told you they were destructive when they were a team up together, so it all tracks. Take care, everyone.